Hi viewers, our next topic is challenges in improving agricultural production. Agriculture production improve చేయడానికి మనం ఎలాంటి challenges తీసుకున్నాం, how we are improving agriculture production. Let us discuss in this topic. Okay. First of all, we'll discuss about these meanings or what are these. Okay. These keywords first of all I'll explain. Like first of all, what is cultivation? Cultivation means production of anything. I mean production of we are discussing about the agriculture production, right? So production of agricultural fields. So cultivation is called cultivation. కల్టివేషన్ అంటే ఫార్మింగ్, ఆ ల్యాండ్ని దున్నడం అని, అందులో మనం గ్రెయిన్స్ వేయడం, మొత్తం production of agricultural products or agricultural fields is called cultivation. Okay, and next is irrigation. Irrigation means supplying of water to that particular agriculture crops. Crops ki manam water ela పంపిస్తున్నాము అనే దాన్ని ఇరిగేషన్. ఇరిగేషన్ మీన్స్ సప్లైయింగ్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ టు ద అగ్రికల్చర్ fields or crops or plants, anything. Irrigation lo different types ఉంటాయి, ఇంకా like drip irrigation అని different irrigations ఉంటాయి. Let us we'll discuss that about that in this topic in depth. Okay, next is fertilization. What is fertilization? Fertilization means spraying fertilizers. Fertilizers are chemicals మనం స్ప్రే చేస్తాం కదా, I mean agriculture fields lo. Why we are spraying, what is the need to spray fertilizers means to protect the plants or crops from the pests or any insects అవన్నీ పంటల్ని నాశనం చేయకుండా will fertilize the crops. Okay, so that is the process of spraying fertilizers to the agricultural crops or fields is called fertilization. Next, harvesting. What is harvesting? Harvesting means crop cutting. అంటే మొత్తం పంట మొత్తం వచ్చాక, ఇంకా మొత్తం ఐ మీన్ ప్లాంట్స్ అన్ని పెరిగాక మనము కట్ చేస్తాం కదా, మనం తీసుకుంటాం కదా, దాట్ ఈస్ హార్వెస్టింగ్. కటింగ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ అగ్రికల్చరల్ క్రాప్స్ ఆర్ products is called harvesting. Okay, these are the keywords we'll frequently use in this topic. Okay, let us discuss about one example. Like a family having 4 members. Okay, family of 4 members unnaru. They'll eat 50 kgs of grains. For example, rice you take. For example, they'll eat 50 kgs of rice grains per month. Per month they eat 50 kgs of rice. And as well as 600 kgs in year. Yearly they will eat 600 kgs. Okay. To cultivate this 600 kgs of grains, it requires 0.14 square kilometers of land. 0.14 square kilometers of land is needed to cultivate this amount of crops for a family per year. Okay, if members increases in the family members increase ayyaru, there is or 4 members are there. If family members increases to 5 or 6 members, if the family members increases, the need of food grains also increases, right? So to meet that requirement అంటే cultivation అనేది కూడా ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయాలి మనం. Cultivation also we should increase to meet the requirement of those 6 members in that family. So how we improve the cultivation to meet the need of that particular family, or not only that particular family, we are saying here about one family, but all over our state or all over our country India, if the population is increasing, we should also increase the cultivation, right, to meet the need of people. So how we should increase, what are the challenges we are going to take or government going to take to improve the production, agricultural production, that we are going to discuss in this topic. If the agricultural farmers does not meeting the requirements of the people కి కావాల్సినంత ఫుడ్ పర్ ఇయర్ ఎంత తీసుకుంటారో అంత ఈక్వల్గా వాళ్ళు ప్రొడక్షన్ చేయలేకపోతున్నారు, కల్టివేట్ చేయలేకపోతున్నారు అంటే ఇట్ లీడ్స్ టు ఫుడ్ క్రైసిస్. Food crisis means a low amount of food. I mean lack of food to meet the needs of people is called food crisis. Okay, not only human beings, animals also want, animals also requires the agricultural products, right? For their fodder. Fodder means, మనం వాటి గడ్డి అంతా వేస్తాం కదా దాన్ని ఫోడర్ అంటాము అండ్ గ్రెయిన్స్ ఎట్సెట్రా animals also requires food. To meet animal requirements also we should cultivate more amount of agricultural crops. Okay, let us take this decade means 10 years. So 1961 to 1977 population is increased. Population growth is 2.4% population is increased. Then food production is also increased, that 2.83% of food production is increased. So ratio of food production by population growth is 1.18%. Means in this particular decade, food production is increased to meet the population growth. Population growth అయినప్పుడు food production కూడా increase చేశారు ఈ decade లో. సో పర్టికులర్ పాపులేషన్ కి పర్టికులర్ ఫుడ్ అనేది సరిపోయింది అనమాట. ఇట్స్ ఎనఫ్. సో ఇట్స్ ఓకే. And 1971 to 1981, 2.23% of population is increased and food production 1.8% only increased. Means population is increased more than the food production. Food production అనేది population increase అయినా కూడా food production అనేది మీట్ అవ్వలేకపోయింది population growth ని. I mean, 0.80% is the ratio of this food production by population growth. Means పాపులేషన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది కానీ ఫుడ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వలేదు ఇక్కడ అంత పర్టికులర్గా. సో అప్పుడు ఏమైంది, ఆ పర్టికులర్ పాపులేషన్ పర్టికులర్ పీపుల్కి ఫుడ్ అనేది సరిపోదు కరెక్ట్గా, కాబట్టి ఇట్ లీడ్స్ టు ఫుడ్ క్రైసిస్. ఓకే, అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్ 1981 to 1991 2.16 population growth and 3.13 food production. It is more enough to the people in that particular decade and the ratio is 1.45. And here also same 1991 to 2001 1.95% of population growth is increased and 1.1 is food production. 0.56 is the ratio of food production by population growth. Means here also food crisis. Next 2001 to 2011 population growth is 1.65, food production is 1.03 and the ratio is 0.62. Here also food crisis, it leads to food crisis, but some amount, only less amount, so it may not lead to food crisis, but it is also a small amount of food crisis. Okay, ఇక్కడ మనకి పర్టికులర్గా చూసుకున్నట్టయితే ఈ 1961 to 1971 లో it is correct. The challenge is what was taken by the farmers in this particular decade is correct, because according to the food population growth, food production has also increased and it is adequate for the people living in this particular decade. Okay, next. Okay, what are the challenges we should take to increase the food production? Means kinds of seeds we planted. What are the seeds? What are the kinds of seeds we are planting to get a crop? And soil properties. Soil అనేది ఎలా ఉంది, మన పర్టికులర్ సీడ్ పెట్టిన సీడ్కి సాయిల్ అనేది కరెక్ట్గా ఉందా లేదా, ఆ సాయిల్లో ఈ సీడ్స్ అనేవి పెరుగుతాయా లేవా అనేది కూడా పర్టికులర్గా మనం చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి. And next proper irrigation means water supply. We are giving water supply particularly to the crops or not. Okay, and fertilization means spreading of fertilizers కరెక్ట్గా ఇస్తున్నామా లేదా. ఓకే, అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ వెదర్ కండిషన్స్ ఆల్సో. ఇప్పుడు మనం పర్టికులర్గా వేసిన టైంలో క్రాప్కి ఎక్కువ వాటర్ అవసరం లేదు, బట్ రెయిన్స్ ఆర్ ఫాలింగ్, that may lead to crop destruction, right? So weather also should cooperate for that particular seeds. I mean not cooperating weather, or sometimes it may be the natural phenomenon, but mostly we should take care that in which particular weather, in which season, which crop we should sow, which crop we should develop. That knowledge farmers should know. Okay, farmers should know that particular knowledge in which season which crop should be grown. And controlling insects. Insects mostly destroys the crops. So we should fertilize that particular crops. Fertilization లేకపోతే insects అనేవి crops ని destroy చేస్తుంది కాబట్టి to avoid this insects we should fertilize the plants. And mainly using of biofertilizers, not chemical fertilizers. Biofertilizers may give the best results. Chemical fertilizers also may give, but it may harmful for the people. And growth of weeds. Weeds అంటే కలుపు మొక్కలు అంటాం కదా. So growth of weeds may also destroy the crop. So weeds ఎప్పటికప్పుడు తీసేస్తుండాలి. We should remove weeds from the from the land, agricultural land. Some experiments are done with corn crop. Okay, let us see this. Okay, first of all, what is the method? Method means time of planting. At what time they planted the corn seeds? Okay, a month after onset of rains. Rains start అయిన తర్వాత 1 month లో they sown that corn seeds. Okay, then they got production 3400 kg per hectare. ఒక hectare కి 3400 kg production వాళ్ళకి వచ్చింది at the time after one month after onset of rains. Okay, immediately after the onset of rains. Okay, 1 month తర్వాత rains పడ్డాక వేస్తేనేమో 3400 kg per hectare వస్తే production. Immediately rains start అవ్వగానే వెంటనే వాళ్ళు corn seeds పెడితే 5830 kg per hectare production వచ్చింది. Then what is the increase of production from this to this? దీనికి డిఫరెన్స్ ఎంత వచ్చింది ప్రొడక్షన్ అంటే గెయిన్ 2430. ఓకే, 2430 kg per hectare. ఇంత ఎక్కువ కేజీస్ అనేది మనకి ఎక్కువ ప్రొడక్షన్ వచ్చింది when compared to this time to this time. Okay, so this is the favorable condition to sow this corn seeds. Okay, and next weeding అంటే కలుపు మొక్కలు తీయడం అన్నమాట. Okay, to take out weeds from the land. Once ఒకటేసారి వాళ్ళు weeds ని తీసేశారు, then the crop production is 4040 kg per hectare. If they take out that weeds two times తీస్తే 5200 they got the production. Okay, 5200 kg per hectare they got the production. Then what is the gain? 1160 kg per hectare is the difference between these. They got more 1160 kg more than extra 1160 kg they got at this time. Means 2 times is the best for this. 2 times to weed out the weeds is the best for this corn crop. Next, nutrient application. Nutrients apply చేయాలి కదా without phosphorus లేకుండా కార్న్ అనేది వాళ్ళు కల్టివేట్ చేస్తే they got 4570 kg per hectare. Okay, next they ఇంకొక క్రాప్ కి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారు 56 kg of phosphorus అప్లై చేసి చూసారు. 56 kg of phosphorus if they supplied they got 4660 kg per hectare. Means how much they increased 90 kg per hectare production they increased with this 56 kg of phosphorus. Means with the phosphorus and taking of weeds twice and immediately sowing that seeds after rains, not after rains, immediately after rains they got the improvement in the crop production. Like this the farmers increasing the crop to meet the population requirements. Okay, how to increase the food production increase చేయడానికి మనం ఎలాంటి challenges ఎలాంటి steps తీసుకోవాలి అంటే increasing the area of cultivation land area we should increase. Okay, but it has some problem. Means if we increase the cultivation land we should cut off the trees of forest. Okay, if we deforestation if we do it may lead to environmental problems. So it has somewhat problems as well. And increasing production in the existing land ఉన్న land లోనే production increase చేయాలి. And developing high yielding varieties. Okay, high yield the crop which gives gives the high yield, we should develop that, we should cultivate that particular high yielding varieties. Next, crop rotation. Crop rotation means cultivating one crop in that particular season and changing that crop in the next season. Changing the crop in the next season, where next different variety of crop in the next season and another variety in the next season. Like that, we should rotate the crop. After that, come to the first crop again, and next second and third and next first. Like that, we should rotate the crop. Means change చేస్తూ వెళ్ళాలన్నమాట క్రాప్. మళ్ళీ తర్వాత ఫస్ట్ వేయాలి, మళ్ళీ తర్వాత సెకండ్, థర్డ్. ఆఫ్టర్ దాట్ we should come to first crop again. Like that, if we change and do the cultivation, it may fertilize the land. Land ని fertilize చేస్తుంది. Based on that, we can get the high yield. And next, cultivating mixed crops. Mixed crops అంటే ఒకటే క్రాప్ కాకుండా ల్యాండ్ లో different varieties వేసి ఒక 2-3 varieties crops ఒకటే ల్యాండ్ లో వేస్తే it may give best results. So cultivating mixed crops. Next, cultivating short-term crops like wheat and mustard. Short-term crops means in the short time span it gives more production. In the short time span it gets yielded. It gets harvesting, gets for the harvesting. Okay. Short-term crops may give the best results. So cultivating short-term crops. Short-term crops in short time span it gives the yield. So it may be for the increasing population, immediately we can give the food for them. So short-term crops may avoid the food crisis. These are the six steps to increase the food production. And next, 3 methods are there to get the high yield. ఎక్కువ yield రావాలి అంటే, ఎక్కువ మనకి పంట రావాలి అంటే 3 methods are there, like developing high yield varieties. High yield ఇచ్చే varieties we should develop. And next, crop production management. We should manage the crop production like spraying fertilizers and irrigation and all this. So crop production management and it's crop protection management. Crop protection management means we should protect the crops from the insects, weeds, pesticides and all those. So crop protection management also we should do. High yield of crop management methods. Okay, high yield crop management methods. High yield ravalante crop management methods ela ante. For example, one activity farmers did, like they supplied nitrogen to the crop. They supplied nitrogen, same amounts of nitrogen to the 2 crops. They take 2 crops. They had taken 2 crops and supplied nitrogen equally to the 2 crops. But they supplied the water difference like for this crop they supplied a sufficient amount of water, and for this crop they supplied less amount of water. Okay, they saw that this crop which we have supplied with the more amount of water, not more, sufficient amount of water, gave the best crop yield. Okay, best yield it gave. But the crop which we have cultivated with the less amount of water gave the less yield. By that, what we can say means, if we give the sufficient amount of water, the crop gives the best yield, more yield. If we give less amount of water supply, the crop gives the less yield. So this is the irrigation role in the crop yield. Okay. Next, we'll see that what does a plant do with water? Plants get water in the awesome. We have already studied about this in the photosynthesis class. Okay, let us discuss again, like water. Water taken by the roots. Plants takes the water from the roots and combines with the carbon dioxide by taking from the atmosphere. Atmosphere lo nunchi carbon dioxide తీసుకొని roots నుంచి water తీసుకొని water and carbon dioxide combines, means reacts and forms the carbohydrates. Starch, glucose formation, glucose, starch, polymer of glucose is starch. Starch formation, starch and cellulose are the types of carbohydrates. Okay, so these two combines and forms the carbohydrates, means food for the plant and also for us. Okay, according to the chemical analysis, if we give the 100 grams of water, it combines with the 260 grams of carbon dioxide and gives 180 grams of carbohydrates. Okay, it gives 180 grams of carbohydrates. Activity, let us perform an activity. Take the polythene bag తీసుకొని, అంటే polythene plastic bag తీసుకొని and cover the leaves like this. Take leaves and cover the leaves with the polythene bag and keep it like that for 4 to 5 hours. 4 to 5 hours alage unchesi observe it. What happens after 4 to 5 hours? Like after 4 to 5 hours, you can see that water is formed in this polythene bag. Water droplets unnayamadi polythene bag lo. Why? Means plant transpiration jarugutundi kada, that transpired water can't enter into the environment because of this polythene bag obstructs it to enter into the environment. So we can see the water content in the polythene bag. By that we can measure the water content, how much it is in this polythene bag, and we can say that this plant transpiration, how much this within the 4 to 5 hours, how much amount of transpiration this plant does. Okay, అంటే హౌ మచ్ ఎంత అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది ఈ ప్లాంట్ లో 4 to 5 hours లో అనేది మనం ఆ వాటర్ కంటెంట్ ని బట్టి మెజర్ చేసి తెలుసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట. సో అకార్డింగ్ టు దిస్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ యాక్టివిటీ we can know that. Okay, we can know that. Okay, plant uses 1% of water to form carbohydrates. If we మనం ఇచ్చిన వాటర్ లో ఓన్లీ 1% ఆఫ్ వాటర్ మాత్రమే ప్లాంట్ యూజెస్ టు ఫార్మ్ కార్బోహైడ్రేట్స్. కార్బోహైడ్రేట్స్ ఫార్మ్ చేయడానికి ఓన్లీ 1% ఆఫ్ వాటర్ మాత్రమే ప్లాంట్ యూటిలైజ్ చేస్తుంది. మిగతా 990 ఓకే 1% రైట్. సో 99% ఆఫ్ వాటర్ లాసెస్ ఇన్ ద ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్. ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ లో 99% ఆఫ్ వాటర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అయిపోతుంది. ఓన్లీ 1% is used to form carbohydrates. Okay, example, if you give 1 liter of water to the plant, 1 liter of water మనం plant కి ఇచ్చాము, then only 10 ml of water is used to form carbohydrates. 990 ml of water, remaining 990 ml of water is lost in the transpiration. Okay, let us see this. In which month how much transpiration is going on in the plants, okay, occurring in the plants. This is the water evaporation, and these are the months. In which month? Like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. In which month how much rate of transpiration is going on? Means in January low amount when compared to February, and it is increasing in the February. In March also increasing. April, May have the most transpiration rate. Okay, May lo enda kalam kada, May lo summer season, right? So in the summer season transpiration is very much. Means if the sun is hot, the transpiration is also more. Okay, if the sunlight is hot, the transpiration is also more. According to the temperature, if the temperature increases, transpiration also increases. If the temperature decreases, transpiration also decreases. So in May transpiration is more. And this Jan to here, this is the winter season, so somewhat transpiration is less. And here, from here, July to September is the rainy season. So June to September is the rainy season. In the rainy season, temperature is less and transpiration is also decreasing from May to September. June to September. And from here, October to December also somewhat winter season. So that here also in winter season temperature is less, so transpiration is also less. Stomata versus transpiration. Okay, if the stomata is in open condition, transpiration takes place. If the stomata is in open condition. If the stomata is in closed condition, transpiration is checked. Transpiration is stopped. If the stomata and also the carbon dioxide also can't enter. Carbon dioxide enters through the stomata and transpiration also occurs through the stomata. So if the stomata is in the open condition, it can transpire and carbon dioxide also can enter into the plant. Okay. If the stomata is in the closed condition, both the carbon dioxide and transpiration are checked. So transpiration, carbon dioxide can't enter and transpiration also does not occur. Stomata, you know that the stomata is present in the leaf surface. These are the small minute pores present. These two are God cells surrounding the stomata pore. Okay, this we have discussed in the photosynthesis topic, and not only the photosynthesis topic, plant parts topic. Mostly all people know about the stomata. Next up, other topic like Arutadi Pantalu. Arutadi Pantalu means some farmers don't know that in which condition or in which season which plants or which crops should be grown. Okay, not only known, some people also, some farmers also think that these seeds we are getting in a less amount, less cost, so we can cultivate this particular crop like that they feel. అంటే తక్కువ ధరకి విత్తనాలు దొరుకుతున్నాయి అంటే ఓకే వేసేద్దాం ఈ పంటలు ఈ సీజన్ ఎప్పుడైతే అప్పుడు వేసేస్తారనమాట. సో దట్ ఈస్ రాంగ్. Agricultural officers also they say to the farmers that to sow that or to cultivate that particular crop in the dry seasons. I mean dry seasons. Why? Because that particular crop will grow in the dry seasons also. So arutadi ante means without dry, arutadi pantalu they'll call it as. Why? If the farmers cultivate the crops in the dry conditions, that which is not favorable for that particular crop, that requires more amount of water. For that water and for that fertilizers, farmers invest more amount, more cost for to buy water or for the electricity bills or for the fertilizers. They invest more amount of money, and the rates of that particular crops also increases, so that it spoils totally. So farmers, agricultural officers, what they say, they give the particular plan how to cultivate and in which season which crops to cultivate and all those. Okay, and next is drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is the most important and most favorable irrigation. Irrigation means supplying of water to the crops. Okay, drip irrigation means if these are the pipes which are supplying water to the plants, crops, these will have small pores. Small pores means small holes. This particular pipes have small holes. Through these holes, drop by drop water will come to the plant. Drop by drop water will come to the plant. By that water wastage will be less. Okay, water wastage will be less, and not only water wastage will be less, it can particular plant can take adequate amount, the required amount of water. Okay, this is the best irrigation procedure. Okay, అంటే పైప్స్ కి చిన్న చిన్న హోల్స్ ఉన్నాయంట, హోల్స్ నుంచి డ్రాప్ బై డ్రాప్ వాటర్ వస్తుంటే ప్లాంట్ అనేది మంచిగా యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకోగలదు, అండ్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ దట్ వాటర్ వేస్టేజ్ కూడా ఎక్కువ జరుగుతుంది అనమాట డ్రిప్ ఇరిగేషన్ లో. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ plant nutrients. Plant nutrients means rice plant. If we take rice plant, yield is 2240 kg per hectare. Okay, then for this much amount of yield, it absorbs 34% of nitrogen from the soil and 22% of phosphorus from the soil and 67% of potassium from the soil. Okay, how much amount of nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus and this potassium plants or this particular rice crops are absorbing from the soil, this table will explain. Like different crop will absorb different amounts of elements, nutrients. Okay, nutrients. Plants also requires nutrients like us. We also require, human beings also require particular amount of nutrients, so that we eat different amount nutritious food. Like that, plants also require different amounts of nutrients. So rice, wheat, corn, sugarcane. Some of the examples I have taken here. For this much amount of yield, it requires this much amount of this particular nutrient from the soil. Let us discuss the part 2 topic in the next class. Okay.